We were told that we start too abruptly. So we're gonna ease into it. How's the weather in Staten Island?
Oh my God.
Is it hot?
I mean, it's hot. Amina tried to, she's like at 7 o'clock at night, she's like, Mommy, the ice cream truck, it didn't come. It's so humid right now. Where's the ice cream truck? And I was like, it's 7 o'clock at night. She's like, it's so hot. Like,
No, but seven is
so
pretty early. They should be coming around. Like this is peak.
They don't care.
This is peak time.
That was her rationale. She's like, oh, $10 wasted. I was like, that doesn't mean what you think it means. It just means you brought the $10 outside for no reason.
Yeah, that's not wasted. That means. She was close.
Okay, girl. Anyway,
so let's ease into this.
Oh my God, you took that
episode 4. Because I mean, like we always start the episode where we're having our own private conversation, and then we're like, okay, let's start recording. So then we're like, let's get into it. So it feels more abrupt to the listener than to us.
This is true.
Because we were already speaking.
This is facts.
But this is our 4th episode.
Yay, we made it to number 4. Every episode is a celebration. Yay, we made it to number 5. Yay.
Every episode is a celebration. And you are pointing out that this was exactly a month from our first episode.
I think the first or the second one. I have to look back at the notes. But wow. I think it was like we recorded, I want to say episode 2 on 4/22. Now it's 5/22.
I think that sounds right. Time is flying.
Flying. Does it know where it's going? No.
It's going somewhere. Somewhere into the multiverse.
My friend compared me to Tinkerbell, speaking of flying earlier. I'll tell you the story later.
Okay.
But he was like, you're Tinkerbell. Just know that. And I was like,
do you need applause to stay alive?
No, not that way.
Oh. What else?
I'm not Gaga. I don't live for the applause.
Applause. Yeah, Tinkerbell was kind of like, she was really annoying with that. Like, girl, we gotta just like
dramatic.
Like, do what you need to do. Like, we don't have time for this. It's like where she's like, you don't care about me. Like, stop it, Tinkerbell.
Now that we like, yeah, I'll tell you later. But do you have any updates?
I mean, I'm now heading into my 4th week at my new job. So it feels like time is just steamrolling forward. We're just going. It's great. I have a job. That's great. No, I mean, my job is really cool. I like it. I honestly do. It's just, everyone would love to be rich making a podcast.
We will be.
Maybe one day, guys, and we'll do a live episode. My dream is to be at the film festival.
Oh, on stage, yeah.
You're like, we're back.
We're back, but we're on stage.
Hometown heroes. I'm so annoying. That's how I feel. Like where I work, it's like in my hometown where I grew up, and every time I go to work, I'm just like, bitch, I'm the boss. Like, look at me. I'm just a hometown hero. Everybody loves me.
Was that Adele's song, Hometown Glory?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, like, I listen to, you know what? Like, when I listen to some music, sometimes I'll, like, listen on Spotify, and I'm, like, doing other things, and I'm not looking at the song titles, so I never know the names of songs.
Look up Hometown Glory. It's like that, I think. Yeah. Anyways, I have an update. I found the cap. I found the top of my thermos.
Oh, the thermos.
It was in the dish rack, and I didn't see it somehow. And so both my brother and my daughter were just like, Crystal. And I was like, you guys. Someone hid it from me and then they put it back there because it wasn't there. Because I
Did
emptied the dish.
someone hide it or did you misplace it?
No, so it was in the. Remember how I said that I washed it? I washed the body of the thermos and the cap together. I found the body of the thermos. I couldn't find the cap in the dish rack. So my brother's looking through the dish rack. I'm like, I can't believe that I can't find it. It must have fallen in the garbage. Maybe it rolled off the counter or whatever.
Mm.
He lifts a bowl up and he goes, "Is this what you're looking for?" And I was like, "That wasn't there before." He's like, "Yes, it was." I was like, "No, it wasn't because I would have seen it." He's like, "You just weren't looking well enough," and I was like, I don't accept that answer.
Is he
That's not an
gaslighting you?
acceptable answer." No,
He like
but I just
purposely
like,
like stole it and then hid it, and then when you're like, I don't know where it is, and he was like, well, did you look under here? And then he like slid it in. I was like,
if anyone, it would be Amina, my daughter. She'd be like, she took it to like draw something, and then she heard me going off about it, and so she's like, time to put it back.
someone in your house is plotting.
Most likely my daughter.
But I that kind of reminds me of something that at an old job where my boss was like, oh, there's this word or something is like spelled wrong in this press release. And it was to my coworker and was like, oh, like that's unacceptable. We have to fix it. My coworker, like before she got into work, like went in and changed it. And then she was like, what do you mean? And she was like, there's no error in here. And she's like, I just saw it. I did. And she's like, I don't know. Like I looked through it and it's not here. And she's like, wow, sorry. I don't know.
It's crazy.
The Jedi mind trick, as what she called it.
That's knocking butts.
But it worked. I don't know how, like at the time, like, I don't know, like my boss was old and she didn't know about like how to check like the date if it was like saved or like updated or something. She was just like, oh, okay.
Damn. It's not cool. It's not savvy.
But guys, if that ever happens to you, I'm not telling you to do that, but like if you want to be sneaky, but like if someone's looking for something and you're like, oh no, I borrowed her shirt and didn't put it back and don't tell her.
Speaking of, that reminds me. You just reminded me. So I was looking at my phone. Like, don't worry, guys. We'll get into the first topic after this. But I was looking at my phone and I was like trying to edit a picture, and you can like scroll up and it'll give you all the information, like the aperture and all these things, the info of the picture. I learned today, and if y'all knew this already, good for you. It's not about you right now, it's about me. I learned that you can change the date of the picture. So like let's say it says like 5/22/22 on it. You can go in and edit it. So it could say like, oh no, this picture was taken on February 22nd. The havoc, the chaos. It's like this picture, where's this picture come from? Oh, it's supposed to be recent. Actually, if you check the date, bitch, it says we took this since December. I haven't seen this person since December.
This is old.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Is that some iPhone shit?
Yes. I will show you the next time I see you. I'll show you.
So if my phone can't. Guys, I'm not an iPhone person. I've actually never had an iPhone in my whole life. And I think I'm going to get an iPhone for my job. And I'm afraid to tell them, I don't know how to use this.
It's okay. I'll show you. It's okay. I'll show you.
I've always
She's a
had
green
a
bubble, y'all.
Yeah, I'm Android. Like I had a BlackBerry. And then I got my Android and that was it. I mean, before the BlackBerry, I had a Motorola or something. And before that, I had a Nokia. I was like, no, iPhones are. I'm all set.
Let's understand. We're
got my Samsung.
Your saves.
Samsung. Love it. A Samsung.
Do you want to get into topic one?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We open my Samsung and check the topics. Okay. Topic one. This was you came up with this.
I came up with both titles. Yes.
Uh-huh. Do you want to say it or should I say it?
I mean, I could take the honor of saying both titles for this episode if you
Okay,
want.
you go ahead.
Okay, so the title of topic one is "Come Sit on Mama's Lap." So you could go ahead. You could start because I feel like
Well, you got
this.
the title. The title comes from
It
the
comes from the Beyonce song "Sugar Mama." Come sit on Mama's lap. Come sit on. But it was inspired. Lisa had a really fiery. She told me a really fiery story, and then it went back to me and a fiery story that I have.
Mhm.
And so I was like, "Come sit on Mama's lap," because what you're
Mm.
not going to do is do what I feel it's. I feel it's appropriate for you to start us off because yours is more. Mine was like in the past. Yours is like with like it's more.
It's current.
Yeah, so it's like
Uh yeah, it's about being a woman in power or authority. Um it's something that like for I don't know why this like never crossed my mind like with my position now. I have people below me and it like never crossed my mind that like someone below me might not like the fact that I am a lady, a person with a vagina. I just was like, like there's women that work here, there are men that work here, like that's fine. But I noticed that someone was talking to me in a way that
crazy.
they didn't speak to my male counterparts. And at first I was like, oh well, like that person's like just kind of weird, whatever, and I was like, whatever. Like I have so many things to do. I'm not pressed about it. But then it was like, I'm not gonna like get into the details of it. But like
Mhm.
things were said, and I was just like, oh, that's wild that you think you could say that to me. Like, hmm. So now, at my big old age, at 35, I'm sort of like, oh wow, that's still a thing. Ladies still have to, fight for their not my position, but kind of fight for their respect because you feel like, oh
Mm.
no, like everyone's gonna be cool, like it's 2022, like no problem. But every now and then you find someone who's just like, nah,
Nah, just
I'm
cause
not with it.
cause you got lady bits. Mm.
I just feel like
That the vibes. Don't like it. Mm.
so that it's like how do you address it? And for me it's like very new to me because I've never been in the position where I'm like overseeing people or supervising people, so I'm like learning about that as I go. But now also it's like I knew that okay, I'm gonna have to train people and deal with different personalities, and that's fine. And I never thought one of those personalities could be, I have a problem with you because you're a lady. I mean, that was never said, but
But you feel it. It's like
it
implied a
was
little
it
bit.
was some strange things were said that I was just like, I don't think you would say this to me if I had a penis. Just a
Mm,
hunch.
mm,
Just a
mm,
hunch. So
mm.
now it's like, gotta figure it out. Figure out how to go about it. It's crazy
Yeah,
out here. It's 2022. Like, what are we doing, guys? Would you as an employee ever make a comment about your boss's appearance?
no. Even if
Right?
it were
Like,
super cool, like you're still my boss. Like,
Because yes, like that's and then it gets into like a unless you were like super, super cool, best friends,
mhm.
I know this person and they're gonna know that I don't mean anything by it. But it's like
But
other than
even
that,
then,
even then it's still like
like you would say it
someone could
outside of work.
it could be perceived in a not good way. And
Yeah, like it just like because that and like I was about to say, which kind of like leads me into like my experience with it. It's like, you and I worked in the same place, and technically I was your boss
mhm,
because I was the house manager and you were the usher.
mhm.
But like you would wait. Like if you had something to say to me, you would either we'd say you'd like follow me to my office and talk to me, you text me, or we'll just wait after the shift. But like you wouldn't be like, hey, Crystal, you look knocking futz today in front of everyone else. Or like you would say outside the workplace. Like, and it's just like and it's just crazy that to think like you said, like it's that there are people that still think like that because like I said, when I was a house manager, I had two that they just be like
Yeah, there were two people that now I they were nice. Like I got along with them. They were had weird like tendencies at times, but they definitely really tried it with Crystal. They were just not having it. We the two other managers, two other house managers are men.
there were
And
four of
there
us.
was
The
yes, that's right. At the
three
time there was another one who was a man. And Crystal was the only lady at the time and they were just like not they're just kind of like, I'm gonna just like clock
they
out
took what I
early.
said as suggestion. Yeah,
I'm
they
just
took
like
what I
gonna do
said as
whatever.
suggestions.
Yeah. It was like, oh, so we can take a break now.
That reminds there was four
I'm
of them
still
then.
going.
There were four of them. There were two at the beginning and two towards the end of my
Oh,
time
wait.
there. Because remember, I told, okay, so like the first two when I began. So the story is we have to, and I think I was telling you this last night. So you have to, she knows, you have to like, you have to clock in and you also have to do a timesheet at the end of the week.
Mhm.
So I was told when I first started that sometimes people like to say they were in and they left when they didn't and they try to get extra hours. So I was told if you see that, especially if they don't talk to you about it, fix it. Right. So I said, okay. So I fixed it. And these two came in and were like, what do you think you're doing? And I'm like, I fixed your timesheet because you didn't leave at this time. You didn't come in at this time and you definitely didn't leave at this time. So I fixed it. I was told to fix it. Oh, you're new here, so you don't know how it works, but you don't do that.
She's their
The
boss.
the other house manager that was with me, that was in the same position as me, because I was associate house manager, he was a man. He came in who was like, nah, 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 nah. You're not gonna talk to her all crazy like that. I was the one who told her to change it. Like she's just signing it off. Like, don't talk to her like that. And they like backed up after that. But he had to intervene on my
Hmm.
behalf. Because I'm sure that if it was him, they
They
wouldn't
wouldn't
have
have
come
did
in
that.
guns ablazing. I in my head, I was like in my office and they kicked the door open. I was like, the fuck are you messing with that timesheet? That's how I felt. Right. And so, but after that, we became cool. One of them left. The other one is still there, still doing whatever he wants. Um,
Hmm. Hmm.
but then the other two were towards the end of my tenure there. And one of them, one day I'm sitting in my office, minding my goddamn business. And I'm just like leaning and my desk, my back makes me face my back is towards the door that leads to the
Hmm.
office. And
Like
I'm
when you
just
walk
looking at
in,
my
it's like the
phone.
computer, and then
Yeah. So like you walk in the door and you'll see my back. Like because that's just the best place for the desk or whatever at that time. Um and I'm there and all I hear is like, oh, sleeping on the job. And I turn around and he's just like leaning on the door frame, sleeping on the job. And I'm just like, who are you talking to? It was this usher. And I'm just like, why are you talking to me like that? Because again, if it was any of the other house managers, He would not have been talking to them like that. He wouldn't have cracked a joke like that. And the other one is the one that really pisses me off. It's just that every time I would tell him to do something, he took it as a suggestion. Like, can you please go into Vom 3?
Stare at you.
And he just sit there, and I'm like, go into Vom 3. And he's like, I try not to interrupt people, not in a way like, oh, I don't want to. It's like if I see the ushers talking, and I'll be like, excuse me, real quick, not to interrupt, but I need you to go here, right? Like, I don't like to like be like, I'm the boss, do what I say. But it's like, if I'm telling you as part of your job, you need to go to this position, and you're just gonna stand there and look at me like I said something stupid, and then I have to go tell the other house manager, I'm like, I go tell this man to move. He went, he's like, oh, I need you to go to Vom 3. He went to Vom 3, no questions asked. Another time I caught him where he wasn't supposed to be. Again, I told him to leave. He didn't leave. One time he showed up late, like an hour late, and came with basketball
McDonald's.
shorts.
Oh,
No, he came with basketball shorts, slides, and a duffel bag. And I'm like, you were supposed to be here 2 hours ago. He's like, yeah, I was just like running some errands. And I was like, you don't have to go. You don't.
We're all set today.
We're good to go. He's like, what? I was like, we're good to go. Did he leave? No. When did he leave? When the other house manager went to go tell him to leave. He's like, yeah, no, you showed up 2 hours late. We don't need you. So you can go home. And so he went home. But I told him to go home already.
They didn't respect you, bro.
Yo.
That's the thing. It's like, and like as women, we're like always hesitant to be too like forceful, whatever, because it's like, oh, then it's like she's a bitch or this or that. It's like, no, like I want to be cool and I want to work with you, but at the same time, like, and I'm gonna be really cool with you, and like we could joke around and stuff. But then if I see that like shit's not getting done, or if I ask you to do something, it's not getting. It's like now I'm mad because now I have to talk to you about it. So now why are you even putting me in the position where now I have to be like, what's going on? Like, you know you're doing what you're not supposed to be doing. Or even worse, if they're not listening to you or not respecting you, then it's like, you know I'm your boss, right? Like, you know that I could just like take you off the schedule.
But that's the thing too. It's like,
and you could have.
And I could have very well been like, nah, don't put him on the schedule next week. I could have, but then that would have been seen as power tripping. Like, oh, you're being too
but it's like, listen, but
like,
that's the repercussion for like that part of your job is listening and following directions. And if you can't do those things, then maybe this is not the place for you.
As you see, I'm still mad about it because it's just like
she brings this up.
Like
the hand against the wall really did it with that one guy. The lean, he just popped that lean like he was so cash about it.
So, and it's not even like it was a space where it was just like everyone's space. Like it was away. It was my office. It was my office. It was like,
why are you even here?
The house manager's office. And I was like, why are you here? Did you clock in? Do you need anything? No? Great. Go across, please. Go to the theater. Where are you supposed to be right now? Please go to the theater. And as soon as the other two house managers came in, I was like, I need to fire him. This is the last straw. He needs to go. He needs to go. They're like, should we ask him back? No. It's okay. We're good. We're solid. Let's get new ushers. You know those ushers that we hired for the festival? Them, the ones that actually wanted to be here and didn't say crazy ass shit to us? Yeah, bring them back. I would rather. Do you know how many times every chance I got to fire him? What did he do this time? Breathe. Just breathe.
At that point, you were just over it. You're like, nah, I can't.
I can't do this.
I'm not dealing with him. That's what happens, guys and gals, when you're a lady, when you're a person with a vagina, and people look at you like, I know you told me something, but I feel like because it came from you, it doesn't really count. And you're not really my boss. This guy is my boss. So I'm going to wait till he says something. Sorry about it. And I also feel like I have the right to just like question you and Why are you sleeping on the job? What are you doing in there?
What you doing and nothing, none of your goddamn business.
Oh, you trying to get extra hours? People who know me, like my face, sometimes I have to fight so hard to not just do that face to people all day. Like, no, no, thank you.
I hate it.
But I wear a mask at work, so no one can see my face anyways.
Nah,
So that's the face I'm making at people. I'm just like,
I see. I didn't have the fortune of having the mask when this was happening to me, so they saw my full face.
the mask helps in a lot of situations, though. Like whenever I'm like making a face to myself, but I have a mask on, I'm just like, you can't fully see. I have my hat on because my hair is crazy, but you can fully see what I'm. You can get an idea of what I'm doing, but
I hate it.
why are you trying it? Why are you trying it in 2022?
Why anymore?
We survived a pandemic and we're still here.
A Pantene Pro V, a pepperoni roll. What were the names? A parallelogram.
Panda
A
Express.
parallel universe. A Panda Express.
You went through all of that
For you to come out crazy because I'm a woman.
Why your hair looks like that?
Why your face looks like that?
Why you dressed like that?
We can't say that.
Why you look like that?
I prefer.
I'm clocking out early. I got things to do.
I'm a leave now. I know the schedule says 9, but 7:30 I gotta go. Did you talk to anyone else about this? Nah, I just realized I need to go now. So I'm just gonna on my timesheet. I'm just gonna
I'm just gonna change it. Is that cool? Because I actually like have to go to McDonald's and then I'm just like don't want to be here. So that's cool, right? I'm putting 10 to 6. That's cool, right? I mean, I know I showed up at like 2 p.m. and now it's 3.
At 4, but
it could be so easy.
But you rather make it hard.
But I think that's gonna be my struggle is like, because there's always gonna be people like that wherever you go as a woman. Like if you're any kind of like supervisor, manager, whatever, and you have people below you who might feel a certain way about your gender or whatever, and like, no, I don't have to really listen to them, or I don't really respect what they're saying. You gotta just like handle it on the spot, nip it in the bud, as they say. That's something that I'm learning to deal with. It's like, okay, I'm gonna be working with all kinds of people, and if there are gonna be some people who are not gonna, and like I said, I was never in this position before, so I never had to worry about it. I never had to worry about like, oh, there's someone who might not want to like listen to me or work under me or whatever. Like, oh, of all the scenarios in my head that I would be worried about, like, I can't do my job, I'm not going to be good at it, they're not going to like me, that was like never one of the things. That's why it's so funny to me. Yeah. It's like, of all the things I was worried about with my job, and they're like, oh, what if I can't do it and there's so much, and what if I don't have time, and I was like, oh, I never thought about this scenario.
It's fine, like you said, getting it together, and that's why the topic was called sit on mama's lap, because what you gonna do is you're gonna come sit on mama's lap because I told you to do something.
Not really, because I don't want anyone touching me.
No, don't really sit on my lap, but like, like I'm the boss. Like, I'm not making this up. Like, this is my position. It's a position of leadership. I told you to do something. Like, I wasn't suggesting it to you. I wasn't like for funsies. I wasn't asking you. If I said it in a question, it was to be polite because I'm a polite person. But go to the fucking vom.
Your ass up.
Get up and go to the vom. But if I say it like that, I'm
Get your
crazy.
ass up,
But saying,
Kevin.
could you
Get
please
over
go to
there.
the bomb? Could you please go do this? Could you please? But but as your manager,
Yeah.
I'm asking you to do something. It wasn't a
Hey,
suggestion.
you know what I was just thinking about us too is that because we're younger and we look young, like you have on your purple lipstick right now, and like I have tattoos and you have tattoos. I feel like people might also look at us and be like, oh, like,
They don't know what they're talking about.
man, look at her. Like, she's not serious. I gotta take her seriously. You know, she got purple lipstick and purple hair. She got a nose
Listen,
ring and she got some tattoos. Man, whatever.
I,
We're
I
the
feel it's like that's
same.
those are the ones you gotta watch out for. If I'm willing to go outside with a septum ring, purple hair, purple lipstick, a purple shirt, arms covered in tattoos, you think I really care what people say? Okay, girl.
Because that's the thing, as a woman, people will just give you your opinion on things. They'll be like, oh, whatever you wear, like especially whenever I wear neon and I go running, I have neon. Neon drives people crazy. And every time I wear my neon highlighter yellow leggings, like everybody says something to me. People say something to every time, like my tattoos. People always say something to me about my tattoos. Like people say stuff to you about like your makeup and your hair. Like
And what was it that one time I wore black lipstick to work, and the other house manager was like, "Oh my god, Crystal, you're wearing black lipstick. Why?" And I was like, "Because I wanted to wear black lipstick today." For those who don't know, I love a colored lipstick.
you should like a
Um,
blue, a purple, a black, green. Sometimes
green.
you do wear pinks, like like a magenta, like a
Yeah.
fuchsia.
But this time I wore black, and he was like, "Why are you wearing black lipstick?" I said, "Because I felt like it." And he was like, "Could you wear a color that is of God?" And I was like, he's like of God, of nature. He was
Of
saying it
nature.
jokingly. He
Black is
was
of
like the
nature.
that's what I said. I was like, black is of nature. He's like, because you know what I mean. I was
No,
like,
I
okay,
don't.
so blue, blue is of nature, and he was like, not the blues you wear, Crystal.
I know who
I've
said
worn
this.
like dark blue. I've worn sky blue to work. He was like, of nature, Crystal. That is not of nature.
It
That is
has
not
to
of God.
occur naturally in nature,
He said it.
not this. What is that? Black with sparkles? That's not
Where?
nature.
Show me where. Show me where that occurs in nature. Please, please, Lord. I was like, you'll be fine.
Yeah, I feel like that's part of it. People look at us and be like, "Oh, they're not serious. They're look at them. They're like jokesters."
hmm They look at
I
us
could.
like how like the older generation would look at the hippies. They're
Mm-hmm.
like, oh, they're just fun loving. All they do is smoke weed. They're fun loving. They're not serious. Nah, they were out here like trying to start revolutions, and you were just thinking that they were just sitting there smoking weed, peace and love. No,
The
we trying to take
hippies.
down the patriarchy. Yeah, they
You know
trying
what's
to take
funny
down the
about
establishment.
the hippies? Whenever I would watch like the Woodstock documentary with my dad, and we'd see like there was like a hippie like in like the mud with like no shoe, and I'm
hmm
like, damn, look at this guy. This guy's like out there. My dad's like, you know where that guy is now? That guy's working on Wall Street. All these people sold out. These people were
hmm
not real. They didn't
hmm
care. They don't care about any of this. They're just out
There are
here for a
some
good
that
time. I was like,
there are some that didn't,
some
but
do.
not.
But I feel like there was a lot of like a lot of hippies were like scene people. They were like, I'm here for a good time. I'm here for the
hmm
scene. I'm
hmm
here for, do some drugs and hang out. Like, I'm not
Grow
really
my hair
down
a
for the
little bit.
cause. Yeah.
I'm not
Like,
ready to take over my dad's company. I want a summer of freedom before I
mm-hmm,
become, a yuppie.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm. We had a teacher in high school who was a
No,
self-proclaimed hippie,
no, no, he
wasn't
wasn't.
he? He was.
He thought he was a hippie. You call him a hippie, he would get pissed. He's like, I'm not
But
a
he
hippie,
always wait, but he used to do the hippie wedding.
and would wear tie dye,
Yeah.
but
Like,
he
and
was
he
not
was
a
oh
hippie. He wasn't a hippie. I remember one
he
time
wait,
someone called him a hippie. Someone called him a hippie in class. He was pissed. He's like, I'm not a hippie. I'm not a fucking hippie. And I was like,
you're wearing the
hey
uniform.
man, hey man, peace and love, man.
You remember? Wait, remember Delaney cards? Is anyone old like us? So there used to be these things called Delaney cards, and when you went to class on the first day, you would put in your name and your address and your phone number, and then the teacher would take the card and they would keep that card because that was
and put it in the
card
seating chart.
Yes, and that was the card with all your info. I don't know what they do today, but like that's what they did like 20 years ago, whatever. And on his cards, I know, whatever.
Okay.
But on his cards, he would be like, "Write your zodiac sign." Do you remember that?
I would. He was like, "What do you want to be called?"
What's your sign? Oh, Sag. Okay, that makes sense. I'm like 15. I don't even know what it means.
But he was foreshadowing. He knew that when we got older, we'd be like, "Ooh, you're a Pisces."
Look, wait, my hat. Big
See?
Gemini energy.
Gemini energy. See, exactly.
Gemini. And we're getting into Gemini season. Are we in Gemini season?
No, not yet. I think we're still
Taurus.
Soon, in a few weeks. Actually, wait. Let's find out. We're gonna find out. I'll find out for you.
Hit up the Googles. Yeah.
While we prepare for topic 2.
I was gonna say Gemini season. I feel like that's why topic 2. That's why it went the way it went.
Ooh, you might be right, baby girl. That
you bring in the messiness and the chaos.
Okay. Let me tell you something. That was a perfect segue. And we didn't even plan that. That was a perfect segue. Hold on, wait a minute. No, when does Gemini season start?
It has to be like.
Hold on. Gemini season started yesterday.
Bitch, I knew it. I felt it.
Oh my God, that explains so much. Okay. Running from May.
That's why everybody was like
June
living
20th.
crazy. But I was like, bitch, I'm vibing.
It says Gemini season is the perfect time to focus on fun. You'll be all about partying with your buddies. Hold on. So now that we have that established, topic 2 is, and I swear you're just like a pill. Instead of making me better, you keep making me ill. Last night, we went out.
Well, we went out in the day. And we went out during the
day that turned into night. Yeah. And there was a lot of alcohol involved. Mm-hmm. And that's where the title comes from, because it's like everyone just kept knocking back alcohol. It's like, this is going to be great. And it just kept making things worse as the night progressed.
Yeah.
For it was everyone involved.
It was like if there was a fire and someone was like, you know what we should do? Let's like just pour some gasoline on it.
Yeah.
That'll take it out. I think that's a great idea. Do you have a oily rag? Throw that on it too.
You know, there was someone that had a Molotov cocktail tattoo on the back of his arm.
Probably a Gemini. Some crazy Gemini behavior.
I'm very excited that yesterday was the first day of Gemini season. And it's connected.
Chaos. It was pure chaos.
Completely chaotic. It was very much like, we're doing this now. Nope, we're doing this. We're doing both. Crazy? I'll show you crazy. Like, oh my God. Like it was very peak. Like I was almost going to title topic 2, Get It Together, Girl, because it was a peak. Like if we had like, you know how Fun Max Reflex has like the, if there was a sound bite, this would be like our official, Let's Get It Together, Girl topic. Because so many people needed to get it together last night.
Bitch. We all came in ready to go, but then like
we were there for a good time and a long time. Like it wasn't one or the other, it was both.
Bitch, we clocked in for a shift.
Like, okay,
punched in, happened, we're right? Like, let's do it.
This is what happened. So like we were not in our home boroughs. We went somewhere far. This is the second time this year that we've gone to that borough. At Chaos. I feel like it's chaos every time we go there.
Oh yeah, for my my neighbor's wedding.
In Long
Island City.
Um, remember that night was like stormy. Anyways, so we're
Mhm.
there, and like we get there, it's like 4 o'clock. The people that we're meeting there have been there since 2. And
Right.
so like we're just there, and like we get food, we get drinks, and like
But it's that vibe where, like, they've all been drinking,
yeah, like they
and we're
have
like,
buckets.
yes.
Keep that in mind, everyone. They had buckets. So like they sold like buckets of whatever, right? So they were drinking rosé in a can because we classy. And and so everyone's drinking, they're older. So it's like anyone is like 35 and up. I think we might have maybe your friend's brother might have been younger,
Yeah,
but I feel everyone's in their 30s.
he was him and his wife were the only ones, I think, and maybe like her friend. But like
Mhm.
everyone else, we were all like 35 and older.
Hmm. So like everyone's drinking, we're having a good time, vibes. First warm day, like real warm day.
Hot 90.
And so you know how it is if you're from New York. You know, once it's hot, once
You
it's
know
like
the
it's
vibes.
hot all day. Like it's not like oh it started off hot or and then it got cold. No, it stayed hot all day.
We woke
And
up
then
10
alcohol.
a.m. It was like 85 degrees.
So like everyone's drinking, and it just started spiraling when we moved from our original table, I feel.
Yeah, I feel like the original
And
table had the vibes and it had like the good energy, and then we moved and it got fucked up.
it got fucked up. Like,
I
and
mean, I was
here's the
having a great
thing.
time.
Like, I had a good time too until I wasn't having a good time.
You want
But
to
like,
you want to share?
I will share with people what happened. So as I was saying, there was I also want to point out that we were there for Lisa's friend's birthday.
Hmm.
So I've met her friend before, which is why I was like, oh, make sure that she's okay with me coming. Even though I met her, I didn't want to like, she didn't invite me, she invited Lisa. But by default, we're each other's plus ones. And so I was like, as long as she's okay, I'll come by, right? So she's like, yeah, she's fine. So I knew Lisa and I knew her friend. Those are the only two people I knew out of the 10 people that were there.
Hmm.
But because of who we are, I made friends
She
with
made a new best
everybody.
friend, guys.
I made several new best friends. Um, and so we're there, we're all vibing, we're drinking, da 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 da. The alcohol is flowing, and I do too much. Let's just say I do too much. And so there were several buckets of the rosé in a can. And there
Hmm.
was one bucket that I wanted very much, not for the alcohol, but for the bucket itself,
To
because
take
I
the
like
bucket
to collect
home,
to take the bucket home.
a souvenir.
And so we were like plotting on how to get it out because it's a big ass bucket. But fortunately I had a big ass bag. And so we're plotting and we're talking, and Lisa's talking to the other people on the table, and I'm on a corner of the table talking to one of my new friends. And we're talking, but I again had done far, 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 far too much. And so I'm like, yeah, no, I'm not feeling well. And so I'm like telling her that I need to use the bathroom. And I see the bathroom. See it. It's diagonal from me. I could make it if I hadn't done so much.
She was like,
I
"Wait, what
would
do you
have made it.
mean?" She was like,
I would have made it. She's
one
like,
or
what do you,
two.
and I'm like, all I remember saying is
Neither.
no. I grabbed the bucket, and all the deliciousness that I drank and ate decided to make a visit to my throat again into the bucket. And I'm just like, ugh. And so like everyone's like, are you okay? I'm like, I just need a napkin. And Lisa's like, yeah, no, she's good. She's good. She did too much. Now she knows she can't do that much, but she's good. And I'm like, who
Like,
is
she did
she
this
talking
before.
to?
She's fine.
But she was like saying it. I'm like, honestly, I felt like you were telling the entire bar.
Yeah,
Like,
she's fine. She's
over
because
there,
like
back there. She's
no,
good.
because here's the thing, like whenever someone throws up in public, it is the most chaotic thing ever. Things are falling over, there's a lot of sounds, there's
I feel like
smells,
it
people are
was
like
loud enough.
jumping back. I heard it and I didn't know what it was. I thought things were like falling on the floor. I was like, what's going on? What, somebody dropped something? And they're like, no, she threw up. And I'm like, what?
Yeah. So like, so
Everyone
I
is
ended up going to
confused.
the
How did this happen?
But was it the whole, or was it just our table that was confused?
Our table, it was like Mr. Krabs,
Okay.
SpongeBob. I was like,
so no, but like what I'm saying is like how my too much brain heard it that you were telling the entire restaurant bar, and I was like, why is she yelling?
guys, it's fine. I got it. Don't worry about it.
So
but
she's like, let's go to the bathroom. And so I go to the bathroom and I find the last stall because even though I did too much, my normal borderline too much brain was like, nah, we got to go to the last stall. You'll be out of the way of everybody. No one's going to come over here. It's probably really clean in there. And I just remember being in the stall and seeing your foot in front of the door. I'm like, oh, this bitch is going to wait for me. I don't think she's waiting for me.
Well, I went to the bathroom and then I came out and I'm like, I gotta check on her because who knows what's happening at this point. That's why I kind of like peeked in to just make sure you weren't like on the floor, and I was like, okay, she's like, she's on the toilet, like.
And I was like, you don't have to wait for me. You can go. She's like, you sure? And I was like, yeah. But then she left me, and I was there for a real long time. And then I like ended up like getting sick again. And I was choking, and I was in my brain, I'm like, I told you this last night. I was like, man, is this how Elvis died? I don't want to die like Elvis. I should have sent her away. What if I died on the toilet? And she was like, no, I would have found you. I was like, no, I would have been dead.
No, you would have died like not immediately. I could have like done CPR, like move the vomit away. It's fine. I got you. Don't worry. Yeah. Do my little chest compression.
You did just get CPR certified. So
yes.
Comes in handy.
I learned this maneuver.
The Heimlich.
They don't call it a Heimlich. They called it a... I forgot. They just like... They didn't call it a Heimlich though. They're just like, you have to do this like a J shape into the...
Got it.
Or hit the back of...
Like on a baby.
Yeah.
How you help a baby.
If you're by yourself, you could try to like into like a back of a chair or something.
I wasn't gonna do all that. But so I eventually made it out. I made it back to the table. The bucket was taken away. I'm so sorry.
Took it.
She took it and gave it, and she was like, hey, someone, you need to get rid of this.
Because at first I put the bucket on the floor because I'm like, we don't need this bucket here. But then Paulina was like, oh my God, the smell of it. You got to get it out of here. You got to get out of here. I'm going to get sick. So then I was like, okay, don't worry. So then I take it. And then I had to have that conversation with the bartender. I was like, hey, so this bucket.
Man down.
It's filled with vomit. And he was just like, I was like, I am so sorry. It wasn't me. But like, there is vomit in it.
But like I said, I didn't get it on anyone. I didn't get it on the table or the floor or myself. My normal too much brain knew the bucket was going to be big enough. So anyways, I end up feeling better, and I go back to the table. And here I was thinking that I was going to be the highlight of the night. No.
They were like, nah, like, don't worry. Like, people forgot that you even did it already.
Because hold my beer, everyone else was spinning out of control.
Like, everyone else, like, that's why she was like, oh no, like, everyone else, like, who gives a fuck? Like, I don't even think you're the first person to throw up here today. Like,
no, but it was like, we had that one woman who was saying those crazy things. We had the other woman who we couldn't believe how old she was.
Oh yeah.
Then we had the birthday girl was having her own. Then we had her bestie having her own. And then it was just like, it was a lot happening.
It all happened so fast, but so slow. It happened
so fast.
It was like at one point I was like, oh, it's 8:00. It's 10:00. Oh my God, it's 11.
It's 11. We shut it down. Basically, there were kids there. It was just like
I was spilling tea that I shouldn't have spilled.
Like, it was a lot. You also said that you spent more money on alcohol and food for yourself than you normally would.
I have my receipts on my thing, and I was like, because I got like, it's one of those places where you have to go up to the register and you like like pick your food like a not kind of like a buffet style, but like you're like, oh, I want this, I want this, I want this. But like as like I wasn't looking at the prices as I'm going through. Like it was a barbecue place, so
It
it's
was
that
like build your
kind of vibe,
own.
right? But I'm just like, oh, like this looks good, this looks good, like brisket sandwich, yeah, and fries and collard greens and like, and then like I'm like, oh damn, like this was like $40. I'm like, fuck, that's a lot of money. I'm like, all right, well, whatever. Eat all my food. But then
Mhm.
after we ate and then you got sick and you're like, oh, I'm hungry again. So I was like, damn, okay, I'm gonna get you some food. But then I was getting you food, I was like, but I want more food.
Mhm.
Cause now I feel like I had lunch, but this is down dinner. So then got cornbread and 2 hot dogs.
Mhm.
And
They really
then
should
our
have.
drinks and made a corn dog.
We should have made a cornbread dog. That was really good. That was a really good combo. I'm still a little bit upset I didn't get my cornbread.
What if we had like a cornbread bun?
That's what I'm saying. Like a King's Hawaiian, but cornbread.
Somebody could do it.
If you're listening, whoever has done it and we don't know, thank you. Whoever is inspired to do it because I said it, because we said it, you're welcome.
It's somebody on TikTok somewhere. It's like, yeah, I did it.
I'm sure that there's some. I feel like someone's gonna like randomly come into this conversation, like watch this episode and be like, a cornbread bun.
No, that should be
Yeah.
our truck. That should be our food truck. Don't steal it from us.
Hi, welcome to Cornbread Run.
It's ours. And I
Well,
had and when I was volunteering today, that's what we had for dinner. We had burgers and hot dogs.
you love yourself a good hot dog.
And when they were like, "Do you want to do a taste test?" I was like, "Of course, I want to do a taste test." What? I ate that scalding hot dog. I don't give a fuck. I will never say no to a hot dog. Like I don't care that people are like, oh, it's
He
like
loves
pig butts and tails. I don't give a fuck.
pig butts and
Like they're
tails.
like, oh, it's like all the little pieces, like in a, you know,
In the casing.
that's if you get a pork one or if you get a beef. Like I'm like, I don't care. I don't care. This tastes good.
Every time you go to Coney Island, gotta go to Nathan's. Get yourself a say it. Gotta get yourself a what?
A hot dog. But yeah, we were yesterday. We were like, we're gonna have so much fun, day drinking, and yeah. And then like,
Yeah.
you know, your daughter was with her dad. So we're like, yeah, like no responsibilities tonight.
I
Like
was dressed. We were real cute.
we look cute,
We were
guys. I didn't
cute.
look like
Like
this. I look
we were real
nice.
cute. Like she had on this cute like halter dress thingy with her jean vest with her buttons. She had like this beautiful blue shimmery eyeshadow going on. It was real cute with her hair.
With
Real cute.
my
Real cute.
my Pat McGrath. It
Pat
was this
McGrath.
color,
It was
this
real cute.
green.
She was given. I was in all black because I'm a nut job and I'm a Scorpio and all black is one of my favorite colors. As JC said, all black everything.
It's not the
But
summer though.
mine, I was wearing like black bike shorts, a black what's it called again? Bralette, and then
Arlette.
there's a sheer black top over it. You're lucky I didn't come with black lipstick because the bitch would have. But I was like, no, let me give them some color. And then my purple hair. But we were giving.
We should have took more photos. I was
We
like mad.
should
I got home and I was
have.
like, I take any photos of myself, and I look so cute. My hair looked cute. My eyeshadow. I had on my little Birks because I always wear my Birkenstocks.
You had no tea, no shade. You only had one bag. No
I had
tote for
one
you.
bag, so we'll get to it later. But like so I've been doing the cupping, the massage, because I've been having like tennis elbow. My physical therapist was like, "Oh, because your neck is tight, and that's causing this." And because I always carry bags, I always have like
Yeah,
7
we talked
bags,
about this. I forget
backpack,
which episode it
tote
was
bag,
now. That you
and
love to carry a tote.
I
Every
always.
tote.
And yesterday I was like, I'm taking one bag because to like trip there, it was like an hour and a half. I'm like, I'm going on a journey. Like I feel like I'm traveling today.
Mm-hmm.
I'm traveling. So
But
I
it's
want one
funny.
bag.
But it's funny because when we went to the wedding that was also in Queens, you're like, I'm traveling today, and you brought 2 bags.
because I had a lot of things. I brought like extra shoes. I had an umbrella. I had like a Polaroid. Um, I brought so much stuff because I was like, because I'm so far, what if it gets cold? What if it starts raining? What if I want to, And I was like, I'm bringing everything because even if I took a lift home, it's still going to take me like 40 minutes. The train took like 2 hours. So I was like, well.
Nah, but last night was cute until it wasn't. Then it became cute again. And then it wasn't cute. And then we got to ride home. So that's how that ended. We got home safely. We didn't have to take the train again. Shout out to my homie for being willing to pick us up and drive my drunk ass home. Lisa was probably drunk, but we couldn't tell because Lisa didn't get drunk. Is it I've always said, is it the Italian in her? I don't know.
Maybe.
Because she knocks him back and I'm like, wee! She's like, all right, Crystal, we gotta go. I was like,
I don't know, bro. Like I had like 4 drinks and that pickleback shot, and I was just like, all right, well, I think we gotta head out.
And I was like,
You're like, no, I gotta eat something. You're like, my stomach is so empty.
It is so empty.
All my food, all the food that I got, it's gone. You're like so upset. You're like, it's so good. Those chicken wings are so good.
They were so good.
It's gone. And I was like, that's how that works.
I don't feel bad about the coleslaw because it had fucking pineapple in it. But the collard greens.
That's controversial. I never heard of that before. I don't like that. The collard greens,
they were okay.
watery.
I mean, they usually are.
I mean, but it was just too, I don't know, like it wasn't.
I wish they had cabbage. I love cabbage.
Steamed wasn't cabbage. Enough. What, like stuffed cabbage?
No, steamed cabbage.
Oh. The only thing, like the pickles also, they were like fancy pickles. I don't want these fancy florally pickles. I want regular bread and butter pickles.
Oh, that's probably why the pickleback juice tasted like that, because it's probably the pickle juice from that pickle.
Wanted regular bread and butter pickles with white bread with the barbecue. Like, that's what we do. I don't know what this gentrified barbecue.
Listen, I'm so glad they had that barbecue sampler. I'm so glad I didn't get that because I would have been really upset if I ate all of that, and that was like $28.
I was walking through the thing and they had the ribs and I was like, oh, so how does this work? Can I get like 2 ribs? He's like, no, it's a half rack or a full rack. I was like, I'll come back.
I would have went half on a rack with you.
I almost was gonna do it, and I already got a brisket sandwich, but I was like, I'm doing a lot, but I'm hungry. And everybody's like, oh, what happened to your food? And I'm like, it's in my belly. It's gone. Because everyone else had like take-home stuff, and I was like, I ate everything.
Why would I take it home? I want it now.
I had mad food, and I ate it all. Like, I was almost gonna get the mac and cheese. I knew not to do the beans because I was like, I'm not trying to get the gas. Even though I get gas. I got gas anyways from something. I don't know. I had a big old bowl of shredded wheat that day or something. Like, what did I have yesterday for breakfast? Oatmeal. Because actually yesterday I was supposed to go see a show. Tickets to see a show at Lincoln Center, and they emailed me like 2.5 hours before the show started, like, hey, sorry, if you didn't hear, your show's been canceled due to COVID outbreak. And I was like, damn it. Well,
guess a
party it is. One Queens.
And I was like over here, I was like, yeah, we'll leave here and we'll leave soon. And then do you want to go to this like
we were gonna go to the bar that we go to sometimes.
Yeah, and in Brooklyn, and we never made it. So I owe you a date.
We'll go back.
Yeah.
I knew, like, once it was like, I was like, that's a great idea. And that could have happened if we would have left when other people were leaving around 7 o'clock. But once it was like 9, 10, I was like, nah. No, well, after you threw up, I was like, oh, no, it's done. Now it's just like getting some food, getting some water, and like getting yourself, because I was like, I didn't know that we were going to get a ride. So it's like, okay, we got to prepare for our journey ahead of us. Because it's going to be a journey.
Mm, 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 mm.
But see, now we know why it was so crazy and people were having all kinds of
First day
emotions
of
and
Gemini season. Ah! What a way to start your season, bro. Good job. Good job. You're welcome. Good job. Big Gemini energy.
we did it, guys. It was chaotic.
It was. But do you want to take this time to segue into the last topic? What we did right
Oh,
outside the chaos?
yeah, our chaotic. But see, and we bring up the chaotic weekend just to be like, you might think like, oh, like when you get into your 30s, like you don't have things like that. Yes, you do. You throw up in public in a barbecue restaurant
Listen, I was
in your
telling
30s
everyone, I was like, I told
or
my
cry on your
brothers
birthday. Like it happens.
or drag people that
Drag
don't need to be dragged,
people
drunk,
or
drink.
smoke things, oils,
Things
things.
happen. Listen, I every time I go drinking, I always say, I just want to make my brothers proud because my two older brothers are 14 and 13 years older than me. What's the word? Respectively.
Respectively.
And so they were drinking when I was a kid. And so I would see how they would drink, and I'm like, that's the light. Alcohol, yeah. They seem like they're having so much fun. And so like I didn't start drinking until I was 21. And so so they would give me tips. They're like, you have to drink liquor before, no, wine before,
I was trying to remember it. I couldn't remember it.
wine before
Wine before
liquor,
beer,
never. No, it's wine before liquor, never sicker,
liquor before beer, you're in the clear.
clear, something like that. I didn't listen clearly yesterday because what did I have? I had wine, then I had
That's what you always do. You always like
rum,
mix it
rum.
crazy.
Then I had rum. But see, I was smart because I asked the bartender, I was like, I had wine and I have rum. So if I want a third drink, what should my third drink be? She said rum.
Water. Water, bitch. You need water.
I
I know what she thought I was gonna say, but it's gonna be water.
Water. But like alcohol water? No, water.
Water, girl. You know you need some water right now.
Anyway, so like I'm always like, oh, I need to make my brothers proud. Whenever I go get dressed and really fancy dressed and I think I look super hot or super cute, it's hot. I'm always like, I want to make my girls proud, which is like you and my other best friends. But when I go drinking, I'm like, I want to make my brothers proud. So when I when I threw up in the bucket, I went home and I texted them, I was like, guys, I threw up in the bucket.
I didn't even tell them what happened. They were like, what happened? You guys have fun? I was like, yeah, we have fun.
And they were like, what happened, Crystal? And I was like, I'm gonna tell y'all later. And so I left them a voice note and they were like, you sound like trash. And I was like, I know because of what happened.
And then we even got like little hangover patches. Did yours work? Mine fell off at some point.
Well, my brother asked me this morning if I had a hangover. And I was like, no. And he's like, ooh, champ. And I was like, yes, always. But also I had a hangover patch and I drank a bunch of water and I took an Advil before I went to bed. So because that's the thing, I don't really like when I don't drink like that all the time, right? I'm a social drinker. Like I'm a legit social drinker. I don't sit home and like have drinks like, oh, I need my nightly whatever. But like yesterday there was a lot happening and it was hot. And
it was hot.
So it was just like, yeah. But I found out that I don't get like in the morning I'm like, oh my God, I feel like trash. Like in the morning I'm like, oh, I'm just a scotch more tired than I normally am. That's about it. Hope that stays the same as we get older because hangovers don't look like fun.
You never had a hangover?
No, that's what I'm saying. I've never had a hangover.
Oh man, they're terrible. I've had quite a few. They're horrible. Like head hurts, dehydrated, you feel sick, like SpongeBob with the suds. That's how you feel.
SpongeBob with the suds. And you know what's funny? I had a whole like breakfast planned for this morning, but then my cousins were in town, so like I had to cancel it. So I ended up getting like a sandwich, a foot long, and like some Gatorade. And I was like, this is gonna
like
help
a Subway?
me. Yeah, I was like, it's greasy because I got a meatball sub. So I was like, this is greasy. And the Gatorade, electrolytes, And that's what I ate.
Mm-hmm.
But then I had hard seltzer with my cousin.
Hard seltzer.
Yeah. I was like, vodka's trash. Look at the seltzer. Vodka. Great.
Yeah, that's what I had. I had that the froze, and then I had some couple vodka drinks, and then gin, and I had that pickleback shot, and I was like, all right, well, I'm good. Good for the evening. I'm wrapping her up. And we spent about 8 hours.
8 hours.
No, we spent like 9 hours there.
Is it 6?
Well, let me see. 7 hours. 7 hours.
Yeah, 7 hours. Yeah.
7 hours.
Ay. All right. What did we do good this week, Lisa? Would you like to start?
Yeah. So like I was saying, I have it's like one on my neck too. See it? I don't know. Yeah, like I can't.
I think the one on your neck you don't really see, but the one on your arm.
Like over here, this one, there's like one in the center of my back that's like bright red. Because I've been having this elbow pain, and I was like, what is this? Like I get to my workouts, my arm hurts. So being responsible, I was like, I'm gonna use my insurance and go see a doctor. And I did. And she was like, what's wrong with your neck? What's wrong with your shoulders? This feels bad. And I was like, she's like, it's as though you don't work out any other muscles but these. I was like,
that sounds like some shit you would say.
I was like, carry a lot of bags. So she's like, did the suctioning thing and massaging and like the ultrasound thing. Oh, and then at one point she did like an adjustment. And I was like laying there, and she's like, okay, I'm just gonna like do a little adjustment. And I was like, okay. And she's like, you have to relax. And I was like, okay. But then I'm like all tensed up, and she's like, I can't if you're like that. If you don't want me to, it's okay. I'm like, no, go ahead. And she's like, okay. And I was like, in my head, I'm like, my body wants to be relaxed, but my mind is like, she's gonna break your fucking neck and kill you.
See, I wouldn't.
She's moving you in an unnatural way.
But that's why I crack my neck. Too far. Like that.
See, then I'll crack that, and then that way.
I would do no good at a chiropractor or anything like that, because you'd be like, relax. I'm like, I can't. I don't know how. My body is always tense.
So I still have like, it's still achy. Like I was carrying something today and it was bothering me, but I'm supposed to go back tomorrow. I'm not going to go in the morning. I'm not going to have time, but I'll go next week. But that's what I'm trying to do, right? Trying to take care of myself. I'm not just going to like leave it alone. I'm sure it would go away on its own, but I realized that as someone, I work out like pretty often. I'd say like, I don't know, 3-4 times a week, maybe more. And I never get massages. And that's something I should be doing. I have my little massage gun, but it's not the same as like someone who like is really getting into those like deep muscles and stuff. So that was and what else did I put on my thing? I wrote, yeah, and then I made time. I like did that and then made time for my other things, my appointments, and still made time to volunteer, get my shit done. But
so you had the time this week.
I finagled it, but it's been a struggle.
That's good.
It's a struggle, and even like now, like I'm stressed about work tomorrow. Like, I mean, because you never know. It's always you never know what the day will bring you.
I concur.
I
concur.
You concur? Yeah. The day could be crazy. It could be great. It could be, who knows? Today I was taking the train, and all the Q trains were like delayed, and they were going local. They're like, oh, somebody was shot this morning on the Q train at Canal Street, like point blank in the chest, and he died. So they're doing, and they're like, yeah, we're doing an investigation. So the train went local all the way from the like Atlantic Avenue to like 14th Street. It went along the R. So made all those stops, Whitehall, Cortland. I was like, oh my God. I think it was just unprovoked. Crazy. You never know what's gonna happen.
That's triggering me. I have to talk to my therapist about that. The feeling of going outside and it's just anything could happen. I just got over it, Lee. Thanks. Now it's
Sorry
fine.
about it. Cause I was late and then someone was supposed to come. It was their birthday and we had like a birthday cake for them. Like I volunteer at a place that helps LGBT like young people. And we do dinners and stuff and give clothes and toiletries. And so one person who was coming, it was their like we always do like cakes for whoever birthday it is. And this person who we had the cake for was like on their way and they're like, oh, it's because the trains, because these trains have been rerouted. And I'm like 2 stops away. I don't know if they came. I left at like 7:30 because like it goes from like 6 to 7, like 6 to 7:30 ish. But I hope he showed up. We left the candles in it, I think. What went right for you this week?
I brought groceries. Was it spurned by the fact that my daughter opened the refrigerator and goes, "Oh, look, it's empty"? Sure. But we just hadn't made time to go grocery shopping. So like I ordered groceries from Amazon, had them delivered to my house. They showed up at like 9 o'clock. Um, but before I put the groceries in the refrigerator, I cleaned the refrigerator.
Mm.
So I cleaned the refrigerator, put the groceries in, and then because I had been doing laundry and I had stripped my bed of my bed sheets, I didn't want to sleep on the mattress real raw. So it was like 11 o'clock, 11:30 that I finished cleaning the refrigerator and putting the groceries in. And I was gonna be like, "Yo, I'm gonna just sleep on this mattress," and I was like, "Nah, don't do that. Don't do that, Playboy." And I was like, "Oh, I can just go sleep in my daughter's bed." I was like, "Nah, don't do that either. That's lazy." So
I
I
might
put
sleep
bed
on a raw
sheets.
mattress.
Listen, I did it for one night. I can't do
I
it.
don't ever want to do it, but my mattress currently has no sheets on it. I have to put sheets on.
But I was just like, "Nah, put some bed sheets on." And so at like midnight, I put bed sheets on my bed, and then I went to sleep. And I went to sleep so proud of myself, and I woke up miserable because the next day we ended up sleeping late, and I had to take her to school. Um, but I was just really proud of myself because, like, one, I got all the groceries. Two, I cleaned the refrigerator. That's not fun.
Not at
Refrigerators and
all.
bathrooms, they're like, but you have to do it because hygiene. Um, so yeah, so I was pretty proud of myself. I did all that. I felt like I adulted well that night. Um, could I have done it earlier in the day? Sure,
But
but
sometimes
I
it
was at work.
happens like that. Like, oh wait, it's midnight and I didn't change my sheets or
Yo,
put away my clothes.
like I got out of the shower and I remember that there was groceries down there, and there were some that were perishable, and so I was like, I gotta go downstairs. At least I took a shower, so as soon as I'm done, I can just go to bed. Ah, shit, there's no sheets. As soon as I finish putting on the sheets, then I can go to bed.
That's my struggle tonight. I got a shower because I showered earlier, but like first of all, I was outside. I was on the train. It was 90 degrees, so sweating. I
Mhm,
probably smell
mhm.
like burgers and hot dogs now. So, and then I gotta put some sheets on this bitch.
Mm, it's okay. We're getting it together. It's fine.
Getting it together. We're gonna next time we go out. I told Crystal like we're gonna limit our like we're gonna put an alarm on it. 4 hours,
Yes.
and then we gotta. That's it. No
Either we're
more
going
seven
home or
hour.
we're going to the next place.
Right. We're
It
not gonna
can't it
stay
can't be
there.
7 hours in one spot. It could be
Yeah.
7 hours in total,
Yeah.
split up between the two.
Yeah. We can't be just in. We can't be those people anymore.
And our next test would be your birthday.
Yeah. I'm excited, guys.
Baby girl's turning a whole 3 and a whole 5.
I want to take the day off for my birthday, even though technically I don't get days yet. Like, I just started my job, but
Like, I'm sick.
because nobody wants to work on their birthday. Like, gotta like, because even if you get like a cake or whatever, it's still like, well, I'm still here, and I'm still like, I'm not exempt from the work. It's not like you're gonna be like, oh, so it's your birthday today. It's okay. You could just hang out. It's like, no, these reports need to be done. These meetings need to be had. It all needs to happen, regardless.
I just want to point out to you, there's a lot of things that I like to point out to you, but I just want to point out to you, speaking of like going to work on your birthday, do you realize, did it cross your mind that we both technically have office jobs? Like we both have office jobs.
Yeah, we
both have
do.
to deal with paperwork.
Yeah. Lots of paperwork.
And we're both in membership.
Yeah, we are. That's funny.
And it's for 2 institutions of the city. Like there are famous institutions of the city. Look at us. Come on, twin.
So if you need a membership, come see us. As long as you don't have any problems. Like, don't be complicated. Be simple.
Don't make it a thing. Don't make it a thing. You could
like yesterday I had people that were like, I couldn't make XYZ class because the half marathon and and there's so much traffic and I can't control the traffic. It's not up to me. What can I do? I don't know.
Or with me, I thought that I wanted to give a donation, but somehow it's been getting out of my system, my debit card every month, and I was like,
do people yell at you?
I haven't been yelled at. I have been told that our practices are shady. That's shady.
Someone ever accused you of stealing from them? You stole from me. They didn't say that?
Yes. Someone's like, they
like, I didn't steal your money, ma'am.
It was like,
signed up.
I did not give you permission to take this money out of my account. I don't know how you got it. But I didn't give it permission. And then they get confused because like, they're like, oh, I donated to this part of the institution, but the receipt will say all 3 parts of the institution and they don't recognize the other 2. So they're like, what's this? What is this? This sounds like a scam. I called my bank and I was about to tell them that it's a scam.
Charges? Girl.
Dispute the charges. I've had that where I go, I'm like, no, that was us. I'll refund it. And then they'll say, no, you can't refund it. Come to find out because they disputed the charges with the bank because they weren't aware that that's what it was. But I've been told that like, oh, who gave you permission? How dare you?
I get that too. And I'm like, you gave me permission.
It was you.
This is your signature. You signed up.
It happened the other day. He was like, why are you charging me this money? I didn't give you permission. And I looked into it and I was like, oh, it was something that he like had sent in months ago, but we just got it. He's like, I didn't mean to do that. I was like, okay, but you filled out the thing with your information. That's how we got it. He's like, but I didn't mean to do that. So then why'd you send it in? But I didn't mean to give you money. But you filled out.
If I'm like, do people not know how memberships or things like that? Like if you sign up for something, they're gonna take your money. It's not like, oh, well, but I changed my mind. But how do I know that?
Like I'm more than happy to help.
Right,
like, but it's like it's the and I like I know that my coworkers, they've been doing it longer, and so like I'm still fairly new there. And so like I always have questions. It's like, okay, so if this person calls and asks this question, how should I answer it? It was like, here's what you should say. And then they'll ask the question, but then they'll say it a different way. And I'm just like, I just want to help you. I'm just here to help you. Like, okay, you want to give us more money? Sure. You want to not give us money? Sure. But why are you yelling at me?
The default.
Help me, help you, help me, help you. I'll be more than happy. I'm not trying to keep your money. I'll give it back to you,
Man,
Brenda. Just
this
don't yell at me.
stole my money, and now I can't go to Miami because you took my money without my consent. It's like, but how? But you, but this is your form that you sent in.
You gave it to me. You gave it to us. Like I get
We're
it.
not
Like
thieves here. We're not trying to take from you.
yeah. Like
You
we're
this meant consent. You signed up. Now you're screaming at me.
like I get it. Like I get that some things are like when it comes to certain forms, like the fine print, and so it's like because people don't read. But I don't
Mm.
like. It's not one of those things where it's like they're not going to read it. Ha 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 ha. It's like no, it's in your face. You just didn't read it. Because it's right there. But also please don't yell at me. Like one time I got like so overwhelmed that I was gonna be like, listen, I just started here and so I don't know what's happening. I didn't say that, but I wanted
You
to.
could.
I like I just started here. Like I'm
Listen,
still
bro, I don't
new.
know. I just started like 2 days ago. Like, I don't know what's
No,
happening.
but my managers are good. They'll be like, if you don't know the answer, you are very welcome to say I don't know and I will get back to you when I have the answer.
It's like a
I
good
don't
follow up.
know.
You know what? Let me look into that for you, and I'm gonna get right back to you. And you're like, I don't know
As soon
what's.
as I can.
Yeah, people will. That always like baffles me. I'm like, you're coming in real hot, but if you were to just like be cool and be like, hey, this is what happened,
Like,
and
hey,
I
I'm
didn't
confused.
know.
Yeah.
Could I get a refund? It's like, okay, like let's like work this out. But people be like, you stole from me and you took my money out. I'm calling my bank and I'm gonna tell them it was a fraudulent. Like, oh my god, it's 9 a.m. on a Tuesday, ma'am. Please, just got here.
Please. Cógelo con tequerici. Please. Por favor. Please.
No.
Thank you so much. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm-mm.
Like whenever I have an issue like that, I'm always like pretty chill to be honest, because I'm like I'm gonna get my money back. I'm just it's not gonna happen like today, but as long as it happens, like I'm fine.
Mhm, mhm, mhm.
Even with
Meanwhile,
that clothing company that tried to keep my money, and I was like, okay, that's the game you want to play. Contact the Better Business Bureau, and I was like, that's okay because you don't have to have this conversation with me anymore. You can have it with them. Boop, case is open, and they were like, oh, wait a minute, we just found we just found your thing. Oh, we're sending you a refund right now, and I was like,
Mhm, mhm,
mm-hmm.
mhm, mhm, mhm. Sure. Ay, ay, ay. Overall, I think I'm just gonna say it now. This episode is probably hella long. Um,
A little bit, yeah.
but it was.
You know what? Because now we didn't have to stress about because I was like, I'm gonna do the plan. So I did like the month plan just for now before jumping into like the full annual plan because the annual plan was like $150. I was like, I'm just gonna do the month plan, which is $15. Yeah. And so now we don't have to worry about it like cutting us off at 30 minutes and then having to like splice
Yeah.
it together and all that
That was
kind
a
of
fun
stuff.
experiment in editing for me. For you too.
Yeah. Yeah. I had it download. Yeah. Yeah, it was.
But
It
at
was
least we learned a new
nice.
skill. Like
Yeah.
I kind of know how to use iMovie now, so
I had used some other things and I was like, Google, how do you merge audio together? People always want you to like,
Google is our friend.
they make it seem like it's free and they'd be like, this is a free trial. Like, just like just give it to me. Like I made a QR code at work and it's like, we're gonna give it to you, but put in your email and your address and your grandmother's last name and like,
I think you can use Canva to make a QR code.
really?
I think
Is it
so.
free?
Yeah, I believe so. I mean, there's like a certain level is free, but then
Hmm.
like if you want to use like this, like that's what I was trying to. So you guys, I'm working on our logo. That's what I've been trying using to make our logo. Trying to make our logo.
Mm.
But every time I have it on my iPad, so every time, like, let's see, will it open for me? I think it's every time I open it, like when I'm on the bus or the ferry, it won't open for me. It'll just say Canva, and part of me thinks it's because I don't have Wi-Fi, but my thing is on Wi-Fi now. I can't share.
Well, with that said, I think this is a good place for us to end,
Mhm.
and we'll come up with some fun topics for our next episode. We already have something in mind
We have what I say. We have things in the pipeline.
because we had to move something over for today because it was like, yesterday was crazy. We got to talk about it.
Look how pretty that looks. Wait, hold on. The Canva, the purple with the astrology. That's
Mhm.
cute. Anyways, yeah, we but see, isn't that nice that we have things to talk about? I mean, we have a lot to talk about. We don't shut up.
Always,
But like,
always. Stuck on my
oh,
sleep.
we had to postpone a topic for our next episode.
That's the one. You got to postpone because things be happening. Things happen crazy, and sometimes gotta shake it up.
You gotta shake it up. Let me use this one. Okay, so I'm Crystal.
And I'm Lisa, and you've been listening to
Get it together, girl.
In This Gemini Season. Come on,
Have fun this season, everyone.
have so much fun.
Bye.
Bye.